Hey guys, it is me, HappyCairek, and welcome back to Last on Earth Survival. So today we're gonna do the unthinkable. I'm gonna craft all the firearms available in the game, but before I start crafting them, I'd like to tell you that this is not the best way to get guns in the game. Because if you want to get weapons, you should be clearing Bunker Alpha, as Bunker Alpha is the best way to get guns. And if you do not know how to clear Bunker Alpha, make sure to check out my free-to-play playlist. Link is gonna be down in the description. During those series, I explain how to clear Bunker Alpha. I share all the tips and tricks that I know. And continuing the topic about crafting firearms, crafting those firearms is the worst way to get guns, because look at this. To craft this Glock 17, you need to have 15 titanium bars, and that is just insane. For those who do not know how to get titanium, you need to go to the port location. There you have to assemble your boat. After you assemble that boat, you have to go to this dead island, and inside of this dead island, you either have to use C4s or you have to craft this manual earth drill. There we go. There's the manual earth drill, and only then you can get titanium, and that titanium is pretty hard to obtain. So the price for this Glock is just ridiculous. No one should ever craft these weapons. And on top of getting titanium bars, you also need to get gunpowder. You can get gunpowder with this chemistry station. All you have to do is just get 20 sulfur, you have to get 20 charcoal, and then you'll be able to get 1 gunpowder, which is ridiculously expensive. Again, you can get that gunpowder from Bunker Bravo, so it's not like you have to be crafting that gunpowder. Gunpowder is not the worst part about crafting these weapons, but still, gunpowder is kind of expensive. You also need to get 3 carbon composites. You also need to find 2 factory parts. So everything about crafting this Glock 17 is super expensive. But hey, that's not it. We're not only going to craft this Glock 17, we are also going to craft an M16, because we can also craft an M16, so all we need is just 17 here titanium bars. But on top of that, we also need to get 5 ash planks. For those who don't know how to get those ash planks and how to unlock this chemistry station, you need to unlock your ATV, and after you build the ATV, you'll be able to go to the swamp location. And on top of those 2 weapons, we're also going to craft a zip gun. Some people wouldn't even consider that a gun, but we're going to craft 10 zip guns instead of 1, because why not? These zip guns are still very expensive. I mean, that should be a Glock's price. If Glock costed 2 steel bars, maybe it would be then worth it, but even then, I'm not certain about it. All right, so let's start adventure by crafting these Glocks. So we need to get 15 titanium bars, and I do store my titanium bars somewhere over here. I've been saving up these bars for the helicopter. I know that maybe that helicopter is never gonna arrive, but it's always nice to have a surplus of titanium. But I guess today's the day when we're gonna use it all. There we go. Let's take all of that titanium with us. Let's get here a few factory parts. We also need to get here springs, a little bit of gunpowder. Please tell me I at least have some gunpowder here at the base. Yes, indeed, we have here 120 gunpowder. So let's get a few stacks of that. And let's go. Let's get a few bolts here. I'm probably gonna get 2 stacks of bolts. So let's craft here at least 1 of these Glocks. Again, I'd love to craft like 10 Glocks, but I just don't have that much titanium. That's how rare it is. So let's craft at least 1 of these Glocks. This is gonna be the first ever Glock that I craft in this game. Unless I crafted it before, but I don't remember. So let's craft it. Bam. There we go. We've just gotten it. Does it look different? No, it looks exactly the same. And for those who don't know why we've already crafted this Glock with these weapon mods is if you assemble those weapon mods and you enable the presets, then you will craft weapons with mods already on them. So when you go here to the weapon station, you can here select whatever mods you want, then click the save button, and that's it. And then next time you craft your Glocks or whatever other melee weapons, they'll have those mods on them. But hey, that's not it. We've just crafted a Glock. Time for us to craft a bit different weapon. Let's go and let's try to craft that M16. There we go. To craft an M16, we also need to get a few ash planks. Please tell me I have those ash planks. Yes, indeed, we have here a decent amount of ash planks here in this chest. Let's get it. Let's craft now our first ever M16. I'm almost positive that I've never crafted an M16 before. Let's craft it again. We could craft more, but as I said, I don't really want to waste all of my titanium bars just for these weapons, as that's already ridiculously expensive. And there we go. We've crafted this M16. It looks exactly like a normal M16. As I said, do not craft them. Do not repeat that at home, as it's not worth it. And again, for those who don't know, this is where you get that titanium here. You need to get those titanium ore pieces, and as I said, you get those titanium ore pieces from that dead island cave, and boom, this is how that titanium ore looks like. I still haven't smelted all of it. And as I said, that's not it. We're still going to be crafting here these 10 zip guns, so let's get the necessary resources. It looks like we'll require to get 20 steel bars, 40 springs, 50 duct tape, and a bunch of other resources, so let's get going. All right, 20 steel bars, check. 40 springs, check. 50 duct tape, check. 30 bolts, check. And we also need to get 80 glue for those 10 zip guns. In the beginning, I wanted to craft 100 zip guns because I have all the resources necessary but the adhesive, because I'd have to have 800 glue, and I don't have 800 glue. Maybe one day if I'll ever save up 800 glue, I'll be able to craft those 100 zip guns. And there's only one more thing left for us to get, and that is some oak. So let's take that stuff and let's start crafting 10 of those zip guns. Not 1, not 3, but 10. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And there we go, guys. There's our 10th zip zip guns. So we just crafted 10 of those zip guns, and we already have mods on all of these zip guns. The saddest part is that we have this handmade silencer, but it still doesn't block the noise 100%, so you still can't really raid with these zip guns, as they still make a little bit of noise. But we've crafted here a decent amount of weapons, especially those zip guns, as these are the best weapons in the game. And the reason why we haven't crafted here any other weapons is because we cannot craft any other weapons. We cannot craft any of those VSSs because we don't have tungsten bars, as tungsten bars are still not in the game. And if we wanted to craft, let's say, these shotguns or AKs, all of them require tungsten bars, so we can't craft them. Same thing goes with the Dragunov. I still cannot craft it because tungsten is not in the game. So I was planning to go for a raid to test out those zip guns there, but it looks like we've gotten a rest up event, and I'd love to test out these zip guns during this rest up event. So let's stay here. This is one of those rest up events where you have to just wait, and these guys will start fighting. So let's just wait. Oh no, they started shooting me. That is all right. The zip guns are horrible. The zip guns are just terrible. That's all I have to say. Well, let's use that double shot. I mean, I'm not gonna be able to get that guy. I'm not gonna be able to get that guy. Like, the zip gun has 0 damage. It's just horrible. It's horrendous. Nobody should be using that weapon. But whatever. Now, let's loot this rest up event. And again, as I mentioned many times already, the best way to get guns is obviously from Bunker Alpha. And probably the second best way to get weapons is going to be during this rest up event, because this rest up event usually has either melee weapons or guns. It also has a bunch of other great resources. So this is the best event that you want to do. So make sure to do it. Make sure to assemble your chopper as fast as possible. You can assemble chopper obviously by clearing Bunker Alpha or the farm location. All right, so here we've gotten some more bandages. Obviously, we have some other miscellaneous resources. Let's loot this pickup truck, and then let's loot the chopper, because most of the time you get guns inside of that chopper. Inside of the pickup truck, we've gotten a hatchet and a pickaxe. We don't really need that. And boom, here we've gotten a Glock. Look at this. We've gotten here a Glock. We've gotten here some gasoline, and plus we've gotten a red ticket. So this rest up gets Sykes approval. And welcome to the first raid of the day. Let's check the pickup truck. The pickup truck is absolutely empty. Somehow I'm not surprised. It's not like I expected to get grenade launchers there or anything. And I think I'm gonna place a C4 over here. I've done a tiny little bit of research on this base. Usually I just check how to enter a base, and that's it. I don't really check what kind of loot we can get here. All I know is that this base is gonna have 4 chests. So let's try to open up those chests, and then I'll try to use this zip gun on this base. I'll try to deal with those zombies. Again, it's probably gonna be really hard. I might even drop this zip gun for this guy here, for this bot. All right, we've gotten some loot, and hey, let's go outside and let's start dealing with these guys. I mean, this zip gun is just horrible. I mean, it doesn't do that much damage. It does only 17 damage. Like, seriously, it's better. You're better off fighting them with the spear. I mean, these zip guns are all right to use against frenzy giants, but other than that, it's just a horrible weapon. That's just a horrible weapon. I mean, you can't deal with a web of zombies, but you do make a little bit of noise. Look at this. That number keeps kind of going up. It's still at 24, but it doesn't disappear. That means we make some way, a decent amount of noise. There we go. Let's run around these spike traps. Maybe they get damage. Nope, they got 0 damage. And even though, again, that zip gun does make some noise, but it doesn't really look like it does a lot of noise. Just look at that. We're still at 24 noise. It doesn't really do that much noise. So if you don't have any silenced weapons and you have a silencer for your zip gun, maybe it is somehow, some way a viable strategy, but you're just better off bringing here a melee weapon rather than bringing here a zip gun. Seriously, zip gun is horrible, and you do use lots of healing items for that. Whatever, let's start getting the loot from this small box. We're gonna get here a stack of canned food. We're gonna get some juicy steaks, a little bit of gasoline. I'm also gonna bring some duct tapes back to the base because we wasted 50 duct tapes just to craft those 10 zip guns. And let's open up our chest number 2. And inside of this chest, we've gotten some first aid kits. All right, so from a crappy raid, it became a little bit less crappy. It's still bad. Don't get me wrong. This raid still isn't great, but it does look a little bit, tiny bit better. And inside of this chest, we've gotten a katana and some canned food, whatever. I'll take those 2 cans. And in one of these chests, we had more cans of food. There we go. Let's bring that. And we have one more chest to open up. And let's see what kind of things we can get inside of this chest. And there we go. What we got here. More canned food. There we go. We have 2 stacks of canned food. We've gotten here some pieces of cloth and a little bit of leather. And there we go. Let's try to leave this base. Wait, before we leave this, there were some duct tape. Where is it? There we go. Let's get that duct tape. And now let's leave this place. So this base does not get Sykes approval. Pretty bad base. And before we go for the second raid, we need to deal here with the kernel at the factory. So for those who don't know, when developers remove the red forest, you can no longer find the kernel at the red forest, but now you can get a guaranteed kernel at the factory. The kernel isn't always here, but once the task appears, the kernel appears here as well. All right, it has to be somewhere here in the bush. So let's deal with this guy. We have this good old zip gun that I've crafted. All right, there are a bunch of those fast biters. I'm gonna deal with these fast biters with my normal weapon. And here we can use our zip gun. Would be also great if you could loot this car and if it had an engine. I mean, the vehicle is there. We might as well just loot the car. Why not let us do it? I mean, it's gonna take me forever and a little bit to deal with this Colonel. Seriously. Whatever, I'm just gonna whip out my probably Glock. It'll be way, way faster. And I might do the last shot with the zip gun, because I crafted it, and I might as well just use it. There we go, we dealt with the Colonel. And there's one more task we need to do before we go for that second raid, so let's open up 3 green cards, because that's what raiders want me to do. So let's drop 1, 2, 3, and let's see what kind of loot we're gonna get inside of these 3 crates. So inside of the first crate, we've gotten here a pipe, and let's open up the box. Here we've gotten a katana. Inside of the next box, we've gotten a baseball bat with another katana, which is kind of decent. And perhaps here we're gonna get a gun. Nope, we've just gotten here a skull crusher. So let's take all of the loot back to the base. And now welcome to the second raid of the day, and hopefully this raid is gonna be a bit better than our first raid. All right, so to enter this base, I think we're gonna plop a C4 somewhere here on the wall, and that is pretty much it. Oh no, you gotta be kidding me. From all the ways I it's unbelievable. Seriously, I can't believe that. I just messed this right up. I just messed it up. Why there's this stupid ATV? Who places it there? This is so stupid. My guy could definitely shimmy through this thing. It should be possible. That's the punishment for crafting all of those zip guns. Whatever, let's deal with the wave of zombies. I just want to break this zip gun fully. That's it. I crafted it. I still have 9 more zip guns to go through. I have to use those zip guns. I have no idea how many shots can a zip gun do and how much damage we actually output with this zip gun. But it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna do double shot with this and a few more shots, and there we go. The zip gun's just gonna disappear. There we go. Finally, the zip gun broke. There we go. The life is much better. But we've already made 32 noise just by exploding 2 of those C4s for this raid. And I don't know. This raid doesn't really smell that great, but we'll see what kind of loot we can get here. Well, we can get some raw turkey and some meat. I'll give that stuff to my doggos. And doesn't really look like there's anything else inside of that chest. There we go. Let's open up the second box. And here we've gotten some more beans. Let's get the beans. I'll bring that iron hatchet back to the base. I'm gonna take these pieces of cloth just so we can craft some more bandages. And we got here 1 more wave of zombies. All right, there's 1 more zombie left, and then we can continue opening up our chests. And as soon as I fill up my inventory, then we'll drop some loot back inside of the chopper. Here we've gotten some gasoline, which is not that terrible. You know what? Maybe the raid isn't that bad. Some gasoline, a little bit of iron, and electronic circuit. I'll bring those engine parts and some more duct tape, because we still have to replenish the duct tapes that I've used on those zip guns. And there we go, our 4th chest inside of this base, and we've gotten here an AK. Okay, let's take that AK. We've gotten some steel bars, some red coupons. We probably have space in the base, so I can also take those yellow coupons as well. And I wouldn't mind bringing those thick fabrics, because I kind of started running out of thick fabric. Okay, so let's fill up the chopper with all of this loot. Let's drop the gasoline, the food, and let's go back to opening up these chests. We have still 6 more chests to open up. The big one's probably gonna spawn, but hey, that's fine. We'll deal with the big one. Not a big deal. Let's open up another chest. More meat. I'll take that meat. Why not? And probably another wave of zombies is here. There we go. They're here already. So even if the big one spawns, I still think we'll be able to open up all these boxes. The big one doesn't really do that much damage in the very beginning, so it's fine. There we go. Let's heal up. Let's open up this box. Nothing here. I'll probably open this box up, and then I'll soften up both of those other boxes. So even with 2 C4s, we still didn't even make that much noise. Let's open this up, and let's open up another one of those chests. And there we go. Let's see what kind of loot we'll get here. Here we've got an absolutely nothing, and here we've got an absolutely nothing. You gotta be kidding me. The last few chests had nothing. So does this base get Sykes approval? I mean, we did get some turkey. We did get some other garbage. So this base gets Sykes approval. And today's lesson is don't craft zip guns and don't waste your C4s. And I highly suggest you check out my grounded Let's Player. Click on the second card and you'll get my Miss Survival Let's Player. Hop over to my channel, go to playlist, and there you'll find a lot of other games that I played here on the channel. If you're not subscribed yet, definitely make sure to drop a subscribe button and notification bell to not miss any future videos. And consider following me on Instagram or Twitter at HappyCairek. Yep.